can't afford to stay idle.
Action, not reaction.
Let's march!
I've got a long road ahead.
Ah, my good fellow. Quite the cozy setup you have here. I'll just make myself comfortable. I was just settling in and reviewing my latest findings. Mind flayers, cultists. Why, I'm practically an expert. The druid Halson had some kind of mind flayer specimen in a jar in his quarters. A replica, no doubt, but truly fascinating to see. Here, on the Sword Coast. Impossible. That can't be. You're either an excellent storyteller. Tell me, have you noticed any residual psionic malaise since the alleged encounter? That's quite impossible. You'd have undergone ceramorphosis by now. You? Isn't it? Perhaps that's for the best. I'd be irresponsible not to debunk such a... If I just peer in your eye, I could quickly... Oh, my dear, sweet gods! I mean, yes. I'll need to research the particulars. Quite the cozy setup you have here. I'll just make myself comfortable. Not yet, I'm afraid, but my expectation... Quite the cozy setup you have here. I'll...
Danger! No good will come of devouring a gay worm, no matter what you might think. Mark my words. You might as well ask me to gouge out my eyes for the promise of sight, or slice off, consume all the gay tadpoles you wish. I'm not so craven. Perhaps you... When the tadpole has stretched to every pore and it won't hear my screams. It won't... My faith in Vlaakith will guide me, and my own might will sustain me. I have no need of this depraved power. You might be right. The Githyanki have long studied Geich and used what we've learned. The tadpole is perhaps not just a curse. Very well. I will swallow my disgust and avail myself of the...
Feeling illicit? You really did it, huh? Not worried about... Well, what can I say? You look fine, smell fine, seem fine. And yet, you're more mind flayer than ever. Hope you don't expect me to follow your lead in this. Do they? I'm not sure either of us can say one way or the other. We don't know what the costs might be just yet. How do you do that? Oh, fine. Now, are we done here? Hey, soldier.
Come on then, don't leave me in suspense. How are you feeling? No errant tentacles? No sudden cravings for a more cerebral diet? Wonderful. Advantages are a more precious commodity than I'd have hoped. I commend you on your willingness to take such a risk. Now, was there another matter you wish to discuss? I assure you don't get me wrong, you did well. Somatic component, but I was still your conduit to perform such a... Of course, as a paladin, your patron deity endows you with many such powers otherwise unattainable. I do hope you cherish that gift. Your enterprising approach to my... I do not yet need to consume an item, but keep it close.
Well, no tentacles yet. I suppose we can... Who knows? Drow? But maybe answers. If we can convince the right...
Gone gods. Watching you consume that tadpole... Though, I suppose that's not what you wanted to talk about. I think that unknowable powers... I can't say I'm not curious. But once you take an illithid by the talon, there's no telling how deep into the abyss it might drag you. Yes, I suppose we should. Still, I am the frontier's avowed. If the tadpole must be my curse, then let the powers it grants me be the sword
It was bad enough having just one of those tadpoles forced upon us. I can scarcely believe you actually inflicted another on yourself. On one hand, they seem useful. But on the other hand, or perhaps I never expected ceremorphosis to be tempting. I think we should resist these powers. There's simply too many unknowns for us to risk it. Well, perhaps you have a point. Very serious of you. But go ahead. It's strange. I've been dwelling on what I told you before about wanting to become a Dark Justiciar. Fine. What's on your mind? Quite splendidly, to give credit where it's due. You and I have shared some good...
I promised I'd be back. Don't worry. I have things under control. For now. You haven't been using the parasite's power. You think you don't need it. But things haven't gone as you expected. You hoped a druid as powerful as Halsin might. You're desperate to be rid of it. Understandable. But you're looking for solutions in the wrong places. Your parasite is unusual. Until the source of the tadpole's magic is just... You were lucky that Halsin knew this. The parasites are merely a symptom of a greater sickness in Faerun. I am not sure yet. To find these parasites are more than illithid spawn. The infected hear the voice of... That is how the highest of their rank, the true souls, carry a tadpole just like... When the order to transform is given, it will not be a... Were it not for my protection, so would you. It's complicated. Just like you, I was infected with a mind... I've been trying to escape from this evil for a... Now, through you, I've been given a new chance. You can go where I... If we work together... Hells. They need me. I have to go. The power I use to protect you, I will hold them off for as long as I can. But sooner or later, you must discover the source of the magic that controls... The cultists are gathering. At Moonrise Towers. Use the powers your parasite gives you to convince them you are one of them. And when you find the source of the... Go.
Quite the cozy setup you have here. I'll just make myself comfortable. Thank you so much. My research turned up a rather brilliant technique that seems... It's not too deep. Just behind the orbit. I assure you, I've dreamt of it 1,000 times over.
Volo carefully holds one of your eyes open and begins to prod uncertainly with the needle. The needle finds the gap between eyeball and socket. Volo frowns, pain.
I think...
The needle seesaws back and...
Oh, bother. There's some obstacle in the way.
Volo carefully withdraws the needle from your eye. Then, reaching into his... Volo slowly brings the ice pick closer to cold metal, presses against the skin beneath your brow. Tap, tap, stab.
Do you feel that? Ha! I think we have the blighter on... I agree. It's a feist... I agree. It's a feisty critter. Just a little threat.
He pauses, looks down at your eye, and...
There appears to be an amount of cosmetic damage. Please, try not to overexert you. I can't help but feel partly... Take this. A far superior... Try it on for size. I'm sure you'll sort out your little brain problem. Terribly sorry, my friend. Ta.
Another dream. It announced that we will find the answers we seek in the absolute... A persuasive creature. It averts your eyes whenever it appears. And you've no idea what damage it could do to us. How far into illithid madness it could drag us. Yes. The one truth that fell out of its cankered, there will come a battle. But it will be one with swords. It is a certain. I had assumed our parasites served a Geich elder, but I believe they serve a greater master still. Perhaps. Absolute may... Whatever this voice, whomever this master, it dominates dreams and... Speak.
Another visit from the Golden Paladin. It said we'll get the answers we need about the tadpole if we infiltrate the cult. Indeed.
I've been dreaming of our enigmatic visitor again. She told me our purpose. She even offered me greater powers. Given the magnitude of what we're up against, I see no harm in considering the benefit this offer might afford us. Could be the only way to reach this source in one piece. As existential evils go, the Absolute certainly seems any opportunities for us to indulge our tadpole's capabilities are hardly on the same scale. Trifles, when one considers the bigger picture.
I had another visit from that dream figure. I take it you did too. It gave me another gift, too. Just like it did the first time it appeared. And while we're at it, we can see how many more... Now, was there anything else?
Look where city becoming.
Eager for battle.
Don't burn yourself.
What to do?
Welcome to the League of the Lone. Not to minimize the pain of Volo's poking and prodding, but I promise, you'll be used to the... Besides, I find it gives one an air of mystique. No one's more intriguing than a woman with one eye.
Already feeling better.
I had another dream. Which... Whoever's reaching out to us truly does seem opposed to the Absolute. Perhaps we truly have a secret protector. Or we're walking into a trap. Very serious of you. But go ahead.
Never mind.
Assume nothing.
No one stopped me yet.